All right, I'm just going to switch over to this wonky view here, and we're going to go over 10 people that I think will be subpoenaed. And I'm just using this little tablet that I have. So let's just go through this real quick because I think that this is important to talk about. All right, so we have a list of 10 people that are being subpoenaed. So what I'm going to do is unofficially, I'm going to tell you what I think is going to be on this, who I think is going to be on this list. So first and foremost, the first person you have is the massage therapist. That's number one. Second person you have to have on this list is Romy, because she's the first person that found out that her dad was killed. Then this other person, we'll just call him Alex / roommate of Romy's. So he's actually the roommate. Roommate of Romy, he's the one that called 911. Then we have Billy Crystal. This is who Romy called first. She didn't call 911 first. Alex called 911 first. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we will have the hotel clerk. Let's just call this person front desk clerk, because we need to get their testimony as to what Nick looked like, the time that he checked in, all kinds of stuff, because there's two dates. One is that he checked in before the murders, and another one that after the murders. So we want to know. So it'd be good to subpoena the front desk clerk. And then also we need to subpoena the, what are they called? Call it house cleaning or the maids. Okay. For this purpose, I'm referring to the Pierside Hotel. There, let me just do this here. Let's just call this housekeeping. Housekeeping. And they usually check the room the day after or the next day when you're supposed to check out. They'll go in, clean your rooms, all this kind of stuff. So the dates, we're not really sure. I believe the checkout date was December 16th. Other sources will say December 15th, and that's where it gets blurry, gets muddy. So I'm going with December 16th. Front desk clerk checked in Nick on December 15th. Billy Crystal was called December 14th. 911. All this stuff is basically right here. This is all December 14th. Right here. Boom. Front desk clerk, December 15th. Housekeeping, December 16th. And then you got to have security. And I think the security is, what do they call themselves? L4s. This is the 4 Lions. Security. I believe you got to subpoena one of these guys. Because if there was no signs of struggle, that means someone got into the Reiner residence when the alarms were turned off. And I know they had alarms. I know they have security systems. This is Brentwood. You're not going to pull one over me and say that nobody of that caliber had security. Rob had security. He had a security team known as L4S, Lion, 4 Lions. That's the security company, because we know this, because another guy that I'm going to put on the subpoena list should be subpoenaed. Okay, so we got those guys. Then we have Billy Crystal. Oh, I already put him. Already put Billy Crystal. Okay, so we're going to have the man, the myth, the legend, Conan O'Brien. We're going to have him subpoenaed. Why? Because everybody's saying Conan O'Brien had a Christmas party. That's where the Reiners were last seen with Nick. So we need to subpoena O'Brien, because people were saying that Conan O'Brien basically said, don't call 911. That's the stories that are floating around there. The Nick was all crazy. He was aggressive and had an argument with Bill Hader, which we're also going to have on to our subpoena list, because Bill Hader was known to have an argument or some kind of a disagreement with Nick. And Nick, again, these are the sources, these are the stories going around, that Nick was walking around saying, are you famous? Are you famous? Are you famous? And Bill said, I was in a private conversation. Go away, Nick. And Nick gave him 1,000-yard stare. So we got to subpoena you. And then the last person we got to subpoena is Rocco, Rob's assistant. We have to subpoena him. And I think the guys that were the most difficult to subpoena, and this isn't in any particular order, this is just the order that I came up with, but there were 2 people that Alan Jackson was having a problem with, that did not want to get subpoenaed, and they had lawyers. So I'm going to switch this around. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say Rocco, Rob's assistant, just for fun here. Assistant. And we're going to put this, hopefully this works out. I'll put this as Conan O'Brien. You might be wondering, why am I doing this? I'll tell you why in a sec. Conan O'Brien. And then Bill Hader. Yeah, I think actually this should be Billy Crystal. Right here. Billy Crystal. And number 4, let's do this here. Bill Hader. Why? Why did I do it like this? Because Alan Jackson had a problem with number 4 and number 10. Number 4 and number 10. Now, I don't know if this number 10 is Conan O'Brien, but I would think in some ways he doesn't want to be subpoenaed, because he's the guy that's in charge of this party. And once you get subpoenaed and you're on trial for the murder of Rob and Michelle Reiner, that's it for your parties. That's it. Like, people are going to avoid you like the plague, because they don't want to be subpoenaed either. So there were two lawyers that were present at this supposed arraignment, which never did happen, but it was yesterday. Or was, what day is that? January 7th, for the record. Alan Jackson stepped down, and a new public attorney was presented, which was Emily Green. And before that, Alan said that they have 10 subpoenas, that they are having a difficult time trying to get these people. Maybe most of them are celebrities, don't know. But he asked if the transition would be locked in, if these could be sealed. I don't think the prosecutor knows about who these 10 are. Maybe they do, but it's to be sealed, because when all files and everything gets transferred over to the public defendant, she's going to need to go after these 10 people. And again, I'm just speculating. I'm just guessing. This is who I would go after. So again, there were two lawyers there present speaking on behalf of their client, and they're saying basically they disagree with the subpoenas. So Bill Hader, I know, is anxious all the time. I don't think he likes the publicity. I think a lot of comedians don't like bad publicity and all this kind of stuff. They just want to do their thing. But these would be the people that I would think that had, that had maybe reasons to not be subpoenaed, because they don't want to go to trial and all this kind of stuff. Don't know. I'm speculating. Another possibility is this person here. I called him the mystery man because nobody's talking about this guy. He shows up a day later saying that he can help the police. He can help them access the home, all kinds of stuff. He can give them codes, probably access to files. He knows where everything is. This guy shows up out of nowhere. We don't know anything about this guy. The media didn't know anything about him. If you try and look on his Instagram page, which I have, there's only one picture with him and Rob. That's suspicious to me. That tells me that maybe he was cleaning up his account, his IG account. Don't know. But this is kind of bizarre world that nobody knows anything about Rob Reiner's assistant. And then he shows up saying, could you let the family know? Could you let Romy and Jake know that we are around and I have friends all over this area? That was kind of a weird thing to say. You could also say perhaps Jake Reiner, which is Romy's brother. Perhaps he would be subpoenaed. I don't know. Maybe there's more subpoenas, but this is what I would do. Massage therapist was the first person to make the call. Romy made a call to Billy Crystal. Alex made the call to 911. Bill Hader was rumored to have a problem with Nick at the Christmas party, so we got to question him. Front desk clerk checked in Nick, so we got to question that person. Housekeeping found the blood in the hotel. We got to ask them questions: when, where, how, why, all this. Lion Security escorted Rocco in and out with the LAPD of the home. So if he is Rob's assistant, we would like to know where he was on the night of the murder and perhaps before. And we got to check all his phone records and all that kind of good stuff. That's what we do. And then, of course, Billy Crystal, I think he has nothing to do with this case other than Romy called her. But there's also rumor flying around that Billy Crystal was in the home on the morning of the murders. So that's probably speculation, all this kind of stuff. But I have to present that to you to let you know that that's what I have heard. All right. I know that's a lot, but this is who I think is being currently subpoenaed right now. If you agree with this, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know that also in the comments. Please subscribe to this channel. I'd be interested in your feedback as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now.